combining it into one lot equaling 0.89 acres. And that does give us sufficient space for the septic and house placement.
Okay, question for you, Mr. West.
Yes, sir.
So combining these two lots gives you the area needed for the home and the septic system, correct?
Yes, sir.
But it still does not meet the minimum county lot size.
It is.
It
Right.
gives you room for the septic
Yeah.
system.
And there's been some back and forth where, according to the UDO, they are individual lots and could be built upon, but with our rules, there is not enough space. So there's combining the lots would give adequate space for the septic system, the space needed for that, and meeting the setbacks for house placement from property lines, front property lines, side property lines.
Okay. Question, board members. Okay, with brother questions, let's go through these 4 criteria, granting the variance, and see if this meets each one of those criteria. The first one was,
An unnecessary hardship would result from the strict application of the ordinance, and it shall not be necessary to demonstrate that in the absence of the variance, no reasonable use can be made of the property.
in my small mind thinking, without this variance, the home cannot be built according to the health department. If they don't have the room for the septic, plus the setbacks that they require for property lines. It's my opinion. Others can speak to that as well. Their thoughts on it.
So basically, the only drawback is the area size of the 2 parcels not meeting total of 1 acre. We're talking about a discrepancy of just over 1/10 of an acre.
That's correct, yeah. And to answer your question, Mr. Chairman, according to the UDO, if Mr. Stewart applied to build on either lot as is, he could actually do that because the UDO allows for what are known as non-conforming lots, and obviously these would be. And from a planning and zoning perspective, that would be perfectly fine. The issue is that environmental health has instructed him to combine the 2, and in combining the 2, that's where he has run into the violation of the exempt plat regulations.
So environmentally, there is no impact if both parcels are combined.
No, without the variance, Mr. Stewart would not be able to build on the lot.
So prior to the current UDO and requirements, if these 2 lots were combined many years ago, it would not be an issue.
Yes, sir, that's correct.
By combining, you're reconforming, and then that's where the issue comes in.
Yes, sir, that's correct.
And these conditions, I would say, which are peculiar to this property.
Well, it's certainly peculiar in the instance that if the applicant were to build on the lot as is, like I said, from a planning and zoning perspective, we would have no option but to
But
approve.
environmental health would say no.
But with the environmental health standard of requiring the combination of lots, he's in a peculiar situation where he's having to comply with a stricter standard than he would otherwise.
Right. And this is not because of anything that the applicant did himself. He didn't bring this upon himself.
Right, like I said, the applicant.
I'm just trying to address
Yeah,
all 4
sure.
points.
The applicant and Mr. Manus can speak more to this, but basically has been instructed by environmental health to take this action to combine the 2 lots.
Because otherwise it could build, but environmental health wouldn't approve septic.
Even on the larger of the 2 lots, the 0.5 there's not enough with topography, the way the land lays and it's not a square lot. It's like a piece of pie.
Right.
It's like a quarter of a pie. There's not a sufficient space on the single lot, the 0.5, the larger of the two, for the house and enough room for our septic system.
And the fourth point, the spirit of the ordinance. I know that everything cannot be yes, no, you have to have some room, which is the spirit, I guess the right word. Any other thoughts, questions from board members? I've talked enough.
Is Mr. Stewart or anyone on his behalf here today?
Yeah.
Mr. Stewart's here. Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So no, currently there's no house on there, no buildings and
A
no,
wooded lot.
no previous septic either. Okay, that's what it looked like through the ArcGIS. And if, I guess, are any of the neighbors on either side of the, or any neighbors come up? Okay, so your opinion on the matter of that being recombined and placed there if it were approved?
So really, I don't understand. I mean, what he would have to do, put his septic tank on my land.
If I may stop for just a second, ma'am, if you're going to speak into the record, I'm gonna have to get you to take the oath like Mr. Madison, Mr. Hogan did. You have, it's not anything, it's gonna come back to bite you, but we just have to have a record that what you say is, you're swearing that it's the truth and nothing but the truth, just for our county's records. You mind doing that? If you raise your right hand. I state your name,
Mildred Johnson,
swear or affirm
swear or swear
that the testimony I will give today
that the testimony I will give today
is the truth and nothing but the truth.
is the truth and nothing but the truth.
Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Berman.
Yeah, but he would have, basically they're just taking the, let's see here. Can I go over?
Yeah, and let me,
Oh, you have it on there.
I can do that. Yeah.
Okay.
There it is.
Thanks for reminding me. I meant to do that earlier.
Would be,
I don't know if you want me to zoom in or.
I think that should be good there. I think this is after it would be approved, because right now, I think this is the 0.5. Oh, no, it
Yes.
might be split right there. So that's the 0.5 acres. That's like that, the big slice of the pie, and then the 0.39 acres there. So basically, environmental health says he needs to combine these two in order to put his septic tank on the house he wants to build. Is what it is to meet setback requirement.
But his septic system will not be going on your property. It'll be going on his. Any other questions from the board members? You said this has been permitted, that
So
was originally back in
Yes, I-
16.
I wrote a permit in 2016, an improvement permit, which just shows where our house site is and where the soil area is. On that permit, I did have a requirement that the two lots were combined.
Being no other questions from board members, do we have a motion to approve or deny?
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we approve of combining the two lots together to be 0.89, even though they're going to be lesser than 1 acre.
A second.
I have a motion properly made and seconded to approve the application of the variance. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to vote. Roll call. Mr. Burton.
Aye.
Mr. Claggett.
Aye.
Mr. Schaffner.
Aye.
Mr. Turner.
Aye.
And the chair votes aye. The variance is approved. You're good to go, Mr. Stewart, for my part. We don't have any other business today, do we, Mr. Hoagland?
No, sir, that's all I've got.
Anyone have anything else? I have a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion made and seconded. Mr. Berman.
Aye.
Plaggett.
Aye.
Schaffner.
Aye.
Mr. Turner.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Motion is adjourned. Thank you all.